Ladies and gentlemen, I never knew that Baker Mayfield was him. The amount of times I have seen a Baker Mayfield edit to Green Day's Brain Stew on my Instagram or TikTok feed is exponential. Any thoughts, Mastodon?
I did predict Eagles lose, but god damn, by that much makes it fuck.
Like, to quote LeBron, that's a cold-ass white boy.
Hey, Browns, do you miss Baker yet?
Yeah. This... Oh, my God. Look at this. This fucking... All right. Welcome to the Football Stooges, the stupidest way to cover football imaginable.
And boy, is it stupid.
It was very stupid. This was Wildcard weekend. We got the full coverage for you, breaking down that action going into the division round. We got a huge action-packed episode. Only 4 Stooges on today. Mamba's out of the country. So we're still going to have a ton to get to, so we got to get it rolling. Anyway, I'm the host, Lob City, and my right-hand man, as always, a little sadder this week. Moving on to different sports seasons in Philly, it's Mastodon.
Nothing much to say. Tired.
Nothing
much to say. It was,
there's nothing much to say after Baker drops that on you. I'm sorry. It's happened to me as a Bengals fan. I'm glad he's not in the AFC North anymore because that division can't get any harder. A man who was on cloud 9, Gorlami.
Fuck you, Jerry Jones.
I don't want to work. I want to bang on his drum all day.
We have as many wins in the playoffs at AT&T Stadium as the Cowboys.
Yeah, both Ohio State and
my nuts, Jerry Jones.
Both Ohio State, Alabama Crimson Tide, and the Packers have as more wins in AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys, which is nuts.
True.
Also nuts
in the playoffs.
In playoffs, yeah.
Yeah. Also nuts is how this man's liver is still standing. It's K-Duff.
Hey, Masson, remember when you were mocking me about how the Bruins choked in the first round of the playoffs? How does karma taste, bitch?
I mean, you were the Prez's Trophy winner with a an NHL record. Eagles was just failing at the end of the season, so it was going to be expected.
I'm still calling that karma.
I'm just so happy.
This is so
good. Better than the Cowboys.
I'm sorry, I gotta play this again because this is one of the coldest. Like, this is just his song now.
Yeah, I will say this might
he's
be.
He's got Zinnichinos in his practice pants.
I know.
Might have had a hand in this loss because we sent them Matt Patricia. So.
Yeah. Fuck you for Matt Patricia.
Was it Zinnichinos or was it Copenhagen Wintergreen? Because this man was on something. I think it was.
Here's another thing. This is why I think it's Coffee's in. It's Coffee's in because it has to be unhinged, right? Because
look at this real quick. Only 3 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in a playoff win for multiple franchises. Tom Brady, Brett Favre, and Baker Mayfield.
Baker motherfucking Mayfield.
Damn, like. That had to be Coffee's ends. That had to be unhinged. Just like coming into the game. I saw the clip.
He was popping cinnamon. 100%.
He was coming into the game.
Symbiote.
He was hot.
He's smoking symbiote. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
Saw an Amazon driver trying to steal my package.
He's smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit.
But no, Baker Mayfield was walking into the game. He plays quarterback. He was doing smelling salts. Cracked it, and fucking like waved it right in front of his. And I'm like, dude, this guy's nuts.
Wait, you never seen that before? NHL players do it all the time.
No, I know, but like he's a quarterback. NHL players, everybody besides the goalie, everybody's getting hit, and even then, the goalie's getting hit with a vulcanized puck. All right, those guys are nuts. A quarterback, you can barely touch him these days. Baker Mayfield broke his fucking shoulder trying to like hit stick a DB that intercepted him. Like, Baker Mayfield is one of the biggest competitors I've seen in football in a long time. He brings that old school, like, I hate everyone energy from, like, the 80s where people actually didn't like each other in the NFL. He brings that, No one else has brought that recently. Maybe besides obviously Brady, but he's on a different, plane of existence. Different.
Or
What about
Metcalf?
What about Jake Browning when I was yelling, "You shouldn't have fucking traded me" at the Vikings?
I mean, anybody would have yelled. Peyton Manning would have yelled that. Andrew Luck might have even yelled that, given his situation.
I'm just waiting for.
He was never traded though.
True.
Yeah.
I'm saying if he was in the situation. Anyway,
Okay.
a lot of things to get to. One of the things that we've been postponing a couple weeks now because the tremendous editor, creator of the content, the extracurricular content, I guess, does like the paintings above here. He did all the videos for Fantasy Weeks. Muzzy was working on the Final Fantasy wrap-up video.
It was so good that he had to compile it into weeks.
Right.
And
The
weeks.
file corrupted, and so he had to work on it.
It's so hype. We already watched it.
Yeah,
We
we did
actually
not watch it. We have not watched it.
No, we
So this is our opportunity to watch it right here. So I honestly, there's no more hyping up we can do for it. We're just going to be here to enjoy it. So here we go.
Water, earth,
Earth.
fire, air. We might have just made more, guys.
All right.
It is
Thumbs
not
up.
great. Okay.
Oh god.
Final words. Fuck you all.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Oh.
Just think of it as
Bad. Oh man.
Are you the avatar on?
So, but yeah, about that, I think it'd be funny if we tried to talk football while we were playing like a horror game. Like if we all got into a Lethal Company game, all of us together, and tried to play that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was recognize that music.
So I got some good
yeah.
things for the off season, but again, we're jumping ahead. We're not even in the football playoffs yet. We're just talking the fantasy football playoffs. So
We could have failed.
Fear in my heart.
I have no fear with the shovel.
That's a landmine.
That's a landmine.
Don't step on. Please do not step on it.
Anybody alive?
Don't venture too deep, please.
Okay.
I'll go as deep as I want.
Hazard level
And the
S
stairs
plus.
are literally right
What?
there.
Soda!
Oh.
We look here at what may have happened.
Yeah, bitch.
Get his ass! Yeah!
Yeah, that was not good.
What's up, bitch? I got a lamp. Yeah.
Okay.
We're married.
Here, trade.
Guys, I think we have a problem.
Don't stop on the fucking line. Oh shit.
Please get around it. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. GG. It was a good game.
To be fair, the only thing I was trying to do was not get last, so I didn't have to drink the drink. I didn't care about anything else.
Been a wild ride.
Yeah, you're pretty proud of not being able to fucking.
Oh, is he
my
making
God.
new? Oh, he's
got
making
new
new
ones?
art.
Oh my god.
Hey yo. Why is he German?
The Tank Bowl. I think it's the Tank Bowl champion.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Gorlami.
When he's
That's how
three.
white man runs a football.
Oh, it's Taylor
Oh.
Swift.
Quarterbacks.
Matt-
Throw it.
You
Throw
throw
it?
it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. DeMar Hamlin. Yeah. Oh, he made a for every video. He made a.
Oh,
Oh
The
my
fucking
god.
rat. The rat's back.
Mamba. Oh my god. Yeah, it's Joey.
You, my beloved. Joe Mixon.
Fucking Endera.
Oh no.
No. See you next season,
God.
Muzzy.
Let's go. In and out. 20 minutes adventure.
Oh, what?
All right. Wow. What a
That was
video.
What,
really
what an
good.
Clap
end
it
to
up.
the season.
Clap it up. Clap it up. Way to go, Muzzy. The art is amazing. We need to find a way to use that in some way. That's that.
Yes.
If he still has it out there, it's amazing.
Actually.
Yeah. So yeah, his artwork and his videos have always been amazing. Hats off. We'll probably do an episode in the off season where we bring him in and just do commentary and watch all 17 episodes back to, or I think it's like more than 17. It's around back to back to back to back.
A little
During the new
director's
semi-pro season.
commentary version would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll mix that up, and also we only have one off-season league to cover, the UFL. So again, we're getting ahead of ourselves looking forward to it, but the fact remains, amazing work this season, Muzzy. Awesome videos that could not have been better. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead. Yep, let's go ahead and do the crossover grid. We'll get into KDF news and then move on from there, covering the playoff games.
I forgot about the crossover stuff. Actually,
Oh shit, we're in the playoffs, aren't we?
Are we? I never knew.
All right,
Jamal
here we
Williams.
go.
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams.
It's only 1A. What?
No, well, that was a different year. No, that was a different year. Look for the one that's to 2017, 2020.
There it is. All right.
His faces and all these.
God.
One interception. Okay.
I was thinking Teron Armstead.
Oh, right.
He's been on both, right? Yeah. You're spelled Amstead.
EA.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Broncos Saints.
You put Sean Payton? I was gonna thinking the same thing. I doubt it's
I
gonna
guess it's just players. I think it's just gonna be
players. It's just players.
Damn.
We'll think of that.
One interception return for a touchdown. We could do Jalen Ramsey.
Yep. Right next to him. You can do Mostert or A-Chain for 5 touchdown season.
Achane. Achane.
There he is.
Nope.
What?
Oh.
Hey, try Mostert.
A lot of the year.
Yeah, Mostert.
There we go.
5 first touchdowns season, easy.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Oh, the one interception return for touchdown. Darius Slay for Lions.
Yeah, that'll work. Let's put Dwight Smith just for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers meme.
I think here that we can do. Yep, Patrick Sertan. Second.
5+ rushing touchdowns.
That's what I was trying to think.
But just put Derrick Henry or something. I don't know.
For the Broncos?
No, it has to be Broncos.
Oh, Broncos. Shit.
They had a good running back.
What was his name? Philip Lindsay?
I don't think he had 5 touchdowns.
No, it was like the Elway era.
Oh.
There was an Elway era running back. I forget his name.
I'm stumped. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm refusing to look.
Because the only names I think I know from the Elway era are him, Sharp, McCaffrey's dad.
Oh, Terrell Davis?
There it is.
Terr.
There he is.
Terrell Davis. Okay.
Yep.
And then Broncos Saints.
Saints and Broncos.
Oh, Latavius Murray.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick little one there. We got a lot of the popular ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams.
Also Emmanuel Sanders, Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey. We didn't think of Champ Bailey. Huh?
No, didn't think of Champ Bailey. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead now move on to KDF News.
And boy, does he have a lot of it.
That I do. So we're going to kick right off into it. Starting out with injuries. We're still sticking with teams that are only in the playoffs, but I'm going to give this one because it's probably the biggest one of the week for Wildcard weekend, especially considering for how it happened. It's Rams tight end Tyler Higbee tore both his ACL and MCL on that low hit from Kirby Joseph in their loss to the Lions. It's opening up the debate again whether or not those types of hits should be taken out of football. But like, how else are you supposed to get tackles? I mean, sometimes you have to go for knees. Like, yes, it does it, but it.
How else are you supposed to tackle a guy that size?
Exactly. I will say, I mean, I can get why, because it's the same type of injuries guys like Hawkinson, Nick Chubb have been taken out of the year for. So I can understand and why they would want to take it out, but you also can't exactly control it. Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, that's out of the way for teams that are now out of it. Teams that are still in it. The Texans, they've lost wide receiver Noah Brown for the remainder of their campaign. He's with a shoulder injury. And Packers linebacker Kingsley Enagbare, am I pronouncing that right, Colami?
Yeah.
And he's also going to be done for their rest of their postseason with a knee injury. Short to long term.
Carlson with a knee injury. God damn, you can't make an extra point.
Yeah, short term to long term stuff. Ravens have confirmed that cornerback Marlon Humphreys will be out for their contest against the Texans with a calf injury. Texan defensive end Jerry Hughes is going to be out with an ankle injury. And Bills punter Sam Martin apparently suffered some sort of hamstring injury during their game against the Steelers. I think it was after that blocked punt play.
Yep.
So he's also going to be out. Questionables as we go into week. Packers cornerback Jair Alexander and wide receiver Christian Watson. Alexander has an ankle injury. Watson with a hamstring injury. 49ers tight end George Kittle is dealing with something going on with his back. Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin with a knee injury. Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone with a shoulder injury. Texans wide receiver Robert Woods with a hip injury. Bills safety Taylor Rapp with a calf injury. Chiefs wide receiver Sky Moore with a knee injury. And someone who actually might be making a comeback because we haven't seen him since before Thanksgiving. Ravens tight end Mark Andrews could also be suiting up for their divisional round matchup this week. So that's going to be.
Him off IR.
He is off IR. He's been reportedly practicing with the team this week. So
if any team needed a first round bye in the playoffs, the Ravens were number one on that list.
Yeah, because they had a number of guys that were going to the playoffs.
Were number 2.
Yep. So they got those, and luckily,
and the Eagles don't matter.
Yeah. Other injury and other stuff news. This news broke apparently this week. Colts owner Jim Irsay is apparently being treated in hospital this week for a severe respiratory illness, which this news broke immediately after it was also revealed. Back last month, he was found unresponsive in his house from a apparent overdose. If you know anything about Irsay, you know his long history, like Ozzy Osbourne level history of drugs and alcohol is well documented. So that also doesn't surprise me. That does explain the orca. Yes, I was going to say. Thank you for stepping on my joke. Getting off with that, it's fine. Let's see, not many signings and re-signings, kind of just teams that are looking to reload for pieces they missed. One of them being the Bills, because of Sam Martin being out, they've signed their former punter Matt Hack to their active roster, as well as the Ravens have signed former Jets running back Dalvin Cook. He was already on the team going into the playoffs, but he was on their practice squad. He is now on the 53-man roster, meaning he will be playing this weekend. Okay, finally on to no major trades or releases worth talking about, but there is some news to go about with the coaching vacancies and stuff. The first one being the Patriots. The day after announcing that Bill Belichick was parting ways with the team, they've already named their new head coach, linebacker coach Gerard Mayo, who is now the youngest head coach in the league. He is 37 years old and a month younger than Rams head coach Sean McVay. And we're also going into this weekend with offseason, with a need for a new general manager, defensive coordinator, and now offensive coordinator, as Bill O'Brien has left the team to take the same position at the Ohio State University. Someone that we will not be hiring, unfortunately, is the former 49ers assistant general manager, Adam Peters. The Commanders have hired him up as their new general manager after a extensive process of trying to find the right fit for that position. And for once, who knows? They might actually have a damn good culture brought in with this guy. Alabama, they are also looking for a new head coach after Nick Saban retired, and they got it pretty damn quickly. They've hired former Washington Huskies head coach Kalen DeBoer as their heir apparent. if you've been following the college football ranks, you know this guy has been running a damn good operation in Washington. I mean, they came runners up to Michigan in the NCAA finals, so
he's had 3 multiple year tenures with college schools, hasn't lost over double-digit games, under 9 losses with every team he's been with. An amazing coach.
So the transition period for the Crimson Tide shouldn't be too bad with that in mind. Let's see. Teams that are also looking in for transitional periods. The Saints have finally fired offense coordinator Pete Carmichael, as well as wide receiver Cody Burns. The Browns have fired offense coordinator Alex Van Pelt. And there's some teams that haven't fired head coaches when you were expecting them to do it. The first of being the Steelers. They are not firing head coach Mike Tomlin. He is confirmed he is going to be sticking around with them for a new year, as well as also confirming that they are not going to be promoting from within for their new offensive coordinator to fire after firing Matt Canada in the offseason, during the season, as well as also confirming they're looking to bring in quarterback competition for Kenny Pickett. So that sounds like they have great amounts of confidence in him going into next year. Another team that we were also really thinking was going to be replace their head coach after quite possibly the most embarrassing loss in playoff history so far this year. The Cowboys. They have confirmed
Jerry Jones.
They've confirmed head coach Mike McCarthy is going to be remaining in his position, which is a big, big mistake if you're asking me. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime offseason where you have Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh all as prospective head coaching positions, and you're sticking with him.
The coach is he's in 2008.
Yeah, it's just major bruh moment, especially after the pain Cowboys fans have been dealing with for the past week and change. There's also more pain for the Eagles, especially after their loss to the Buccaneers. Eagles center Jason Kelce has announced that after 13 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, he is retiring. But I mean, he's definitely he's a lock for Canton. I mean, 7 Pro Bowl nods, 6 All-Pro selections, 2 Super Bowl appearances with 1 win, countless beers drank with the Philly faithful on and off the field. The only other people that have gotten 6 All-Pro selections are all already in Canton, so I feel like you're going to be seeing his name get called in 2029. Let's see. The NFL has granted a 1-year extension to Indianapolis to host the NFL Scouting Combine through 2025. The deal was set to expire this year, but Indy has been the home of the Combine since 1987, so they're going to be sticking around with that for at least a couple more years. Somebody that isn't going to be sticking around the college ranks as we go into college stuff, Maryland quarterback and younger brother to Tua, Taula Tagovailoa, he was denied another year of college eligibility for the NCAA, making him bound for the NFL draft in an already pretty stacked quarterback class. But somehow in the same vein, they've also granted another year of eligibility to Miami tight end Cam McCormick, who is confirmed he is returning to the Hurricanes for his 9th season, where he will be the age 25. And looking into this, as Lob and I have, it's actually makes kind of sense. He redshirted, transferred, spent a few years injured. It's
COVID year.
But the fact that this guy has spent 9 years in college while other guys have gone to the league and either retired or left the league in that time.
I mean, he's in the same high school class as Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa. That's the
Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Did we name other people like Jalen Hurts too? I think
Jalen
Hurts. It's crazy. And we could go on and on about all the teams that have been looking for other people for interviews. For like Vrabel's been through a few, Belichick's been to a few, but there's been interesting names that have been being interviewed for positions this past week and change. Raiders interim head coach Antonio Pierce, he has been interviewed by both the Raiders and Titans. Which I honestly find funny, if that the Raiders do this twice in a row after the Rich Bisaccia thing a couple years ago.
I wonder if Pierce trying to be like, hey, try to keep me, give me more money type of deal too.
Maybe, because I think he knows that if the Raiders cheap him, they're going to try and lowball him because it's an in-house option, and he'd be a rookie head coach. Let's see, other guys. Former Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier has been interviewed. Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris, who seems to get interviewed every year but doesn't get anything. Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan is apparently named to a couple teams.
Good.
Basically, every 49ers assistant coach, defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes, offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. Yes, he's related to Gary. And running backs coach Anthony Lynn, who hasn't had a head coaching job since he was with the Chargers. Panthers interim head coach Chris Tabor and defensive coordinator Ajiro Evero. Chargers defensive coordinator Derek Ainsley. Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka. Raiders defensive coordinator Mike McDonald and OC Tom Monken. Dolphins offensive coordinator Frank Smith. Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Johnson.
Get him the fuck out of Philly.
And the University of Stanford head coach David Shaw all have been getting interviews this week. Still nothing named besides the Patriots signing Gerard Mayo. And that's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Kata, for the informative news there. Kind of going back to what we were saying early on about Tyler Higbee's injury, I wanted to show you guys this clip. It kind of expanded more on that injury.
Joseph either. Hey, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. You dirty as you know it. You dirty as it's been on tape. I've seen it. Hey, it's been on tape. You're right. You're right.
But there was the hit on Higbee.
Yep. And once again, you see that knee bend in the way it should not bend.
Yep. But then, Joseph was also the same guy to do this hit to Tyler Higbee.
Oh, he was?
Or, sorry, to
I
T.J.
knew
Hawkinson.
the same injury to Hawkinson happened, but
Yes.
I didn't know Joseph was part of that one, too. Holy shit. Also the fact that Hawkinson stood up after that. Jesus.
Yeah.
And Joseph was this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Also that hit on CeeDee Lamb.
Thank God he didn't get hurt from that one, because that was bad.
And thankfully CeeDee had his weight on the opposite leg.
Yeah.
So, obviously with the NFL...
Okay.
With the NFL kind of encouraging, well, not kind of, but actively encouraging not to aim for somebody's head, obviously, people are going lower, which is fair. But, like, how far is too low? You obviously can't tackle someone's ankles, but you hit their knees, you can easily end their season, as now he's done twice, basically. Although Higbee's season would have ended because they lost to the Lions anyway. But, not to mention, in that game, Matthew Stafford was also knocked out cold on the field, very smartly faked a shoulder injury to get back in the game and escape a concussion check, which they're going to clamp down on that a lot next year. But at the same time, are the Lions starting to have a dirty, like, mindset? Are they starting, is there kind of a Raiders vibe to them going on right now? Because I feel like it's starting to settle in.
I think
I don't know if it would be
they're
the
taking.
I don't think it would be the whole Lions. I mean, Joseph definitely sounds like he's going to be labeled the dirtiest player since Fontes Perfect if he keeps up with this knee injury stuff. Yeah. But like to loop them all in, because I don't think like everybody on the
Hutchinson's
Lions
been active with some late hits apparently, and also he has a reputation for kind of suing some guys, like stomping on them as he's walking by them. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put something on them that doesn't apply, but at the same time,
they said Dan Campbell bite the kneecaps literally.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you say like it's probably just the culture that Campbell's been introducing to be like violent.
I mean, the biggest problem is if you watch the way he hits, it's helmet down, like away from any type of technical teaching of tackling. Like
that's all DBs. All DBs tackle like piss missiles. It's just they don't. There's no
take away from the head, so they overextend away from the hips and go for the knees. Like,
the body will die.
Yeah, the only good tacklers that are DBs are nickelbacks. That's it. Every corners, strong and weak and free safeties are all just Dick the Night Train lane piss missiles. They just fling their entire weight at you because they're all thin guys because they have to be quick. And when they see Derrick Henry coming at them, they turn themselves into rockets. Unless you're like Mike Hilton, who is an amazing tackler and a good form tackler, these guys just throw themselves at you.
Yeah, they're not even being like ankle divers either. They're like you can see they're deliberately going for that knee area. Like,
I mean, you have to. You like Tyler Higbee's huge. T.J. Hawkinson, huge. Like you have to tackle them at the waist or lower. But like you said, you need to make sure it's a tackle style, going in with the arms, double grabbing. You know, not just throwing your head in.
Yeah. If the NFL wants to put an emphasis on it without like fully hitting the fines of targeting knees, they need to put an emphasis on like when they're in training camp and practice, everything, emphasis on the waist. Like, take the hips, don't go for the knees.
Yeah.
But quite honest with
you, get their hip broken by a helmet to hip thing, and
it's a lot harder to break your hip than it is to dislocate your knee.
And also, like when you do that, when you teach hip tackling, not a hip drop, but like a hip tackle, when you teach that, it is emphasis on your shoulder. You lead with the shoulder.
Right, but also at the same time, it's a lot harder to tackle someone even by the waist.
Even then, if a cornerback's coming in like a piss missile, if they hit the freaking waist and get their hips uneven, they're gonna go.
Not Derrick Henry.
Hit him hard enough.
Yeah. Well, even
unless he was a wrestler in high school, then you're never bringing that.
As someone who last year dislocated their knee and chipped their joint in what many would consider a very not a bad looking fall, I could say it doesn't take too much to bust a knee.
True. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into covering the Wildcard weekend. This was interesting. We had 3 days of double headers. So Saturday there was the Browns, Texans, and Dolphins, Chiefs. Sunday was supposed to be 3 games. However, Steelers, Bills was moved because of the massive amount of snow. So Packers, Cowboys, then Rams, Lions. Excuse me. And then Martin Luther King Day, Steelers, Bills, Eagles, Buccaneers. So cool setup.
Christ.
Bless you.
There you go.
Anyway, let's go ahead and start out with Deshaun Watson's return to Houston, in which he didn't play because he's ass. Anyway,
injured.
Injured. Cleveland Browns 14, Houston Texans 45.
Joe Flacco arm punts to pick six.
I mean, you gotta admit, like, the Texans defense looked very good, and they did a lot of things very well. And they really limited what Flacco could do. I think the biggest aspect of it was Flacco really trying to get this team back in the game by gunslinging, and it just kind of turned out against him. But again, that's been Flacco for like a while.
Yes, but would you say we kind of jinxed him though? Considering like we were all saying like, "Oh, elite Flacco's back. He's definitely gonna take the Browns past."
Not necessarily.
Or is it just more of the same of just same old Flacco showing back up?
I would
say it's more so. I think it's more so a young Houston team just playing lights out.
A really good coach.
Well, yes, but yes, I'm just talking about like what exactly went wrong for the Browns here, because I mean, a lot went wrong. We could go on and on about the 2 straight pick sixes they threw. So
200-something million guaranteed could be part of that problem.
Well, yes, yes.
I mean, I don't think we jinxed him. I don't think he still looked pretty good this game. The 2 interceptions are obviously the big aspect of that, but he still threw for 307 for 34 for 46. So he still did very well. 1 touchdown. It wasn't a horrible game for him, but also at the same time, do you want this, or do you want, as the next game shows, Tua, who's like, check down, check down, check down. Like, you want someone that if you're going to go out there, you want to win a playoff game, you want him to, like, risk it a little bit, you know? You don't want to lose and think, what if I have done that? Joe Flacco has no regrets with this game. I don't think. He gave it everything he had, went for broke every time. Like, yes, that led to 2 interceptions, but also at the same time, Cleveland's defense also needs to have some of this. Like, because 45 from a rookie QB, I know it's CJ Stroud, he looks great, but you were the best defense in the league. And
technically 31 points, but still.
I mean, yeah, like, good golly, buddy. Like, that's a lot of points.
But they also were going into this with a few injuries. Like, I knew, like, they had no Grant Delpit. I think Myles Garrett was a little banged up.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just not going.
Rushing game also for the Browns. I know there's no Nick Chubb, but Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt both look pretty good. Joe Flacco ran for 13 yards. Their leading rusher was 26 with Kareem Hunt. That was his yardage in 1 touchdown.
Run game.
None at all.
Run game didn't look well, and he drummed forward 9 for 17. Receiving, again, Njoku went off because Flacco loves to hit his tight ends, 7 for 93. Harrison Bryant, 4 for 65. Amari Cooper, 4 for 59. David Bell, 8 for 54. Jerome Ford, 4 for 15. Elijah Moore, 2 for 12. For the Texans, Davis Mills got in. This is how it went. He went 1 for 1 for 6 yards. CJ Stroud, 16 for 21 for 274. A 13-yard average, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks, a 157.2 rating. Wow.
Damn near perfect.
Rushing wasn't great for them either. Devin Singletary, 66 yards and 13 carries and a touchdown, was all right. Then receiving, Nico Collins went off 6 for 96 and a touchdown. Brevin Jordan, 1 for 76 and a touchdown. John Mechke III, 3 for 44. Dalton Schultz, 1 for 37. And Xavier Hutchinson, 2 for 12. Houston still looks dangerous. Again, they are a younger team, so getting further into the playoffs is going to be more and more challenging for them. There's not a lot of veteran leadership, I think, on that team. But at the same time, this was a dominant performance against, although a banged-up Browns team, still a dangerous Browns team that made it out of the toughest division in football. Probably the best division in football history. The last time a division went over 500, the entire division was the 30s, and there wasn't as much parity in the league. So I think this was the toughest AFC North and division in the NFL in the history of football. So, again, even though the Browns team was very injured, like Joe Flacco still looked great. The two-back of Hunt and Ford looked good. Njoku was on top of the world. So was Cooper, and it all came crashing down. I also think that this kind of elevates DeMeco Ryans and Dan Campbell as the runners for Coach of the Year. This might take Shane Steichen out and now also Stefanski out because the Browns are eliminated and the Colts didn't make the playoffs, so that recency bias could kind of show its head. Who knows?
So far, they only fired as the OC, so...
Yeah, I thought they only count the regular season. I thought for that they only count the regular season. That's what usually happens.
But recency bias is also something. So, I mean, you can say that. Like they say the Heisman Trophy is for, all players. How many times has a quarterback won it? How many times has a quarterback won the MVP when, Cooper Kupp was the best guy 2 years ago?
Yep.
I know.
But, Houston hosted a playoff game. They're now going to be playing, obviously, on the road, so that'll be a lot different for them. It's also going to be in Baltimore, which is an outdoor stadium. And right now, it is pretty much... the forecast for the United States pretty much is just the word cold over the entire 50 states. So
we'll be getting to that with this next game, too.
Minus Hawaii.
Okay, Garlami. But anyway,
49
huge
states.
Arctic blast hitting us right now.
Yeah, huge Arctic blast. So maybe that lasts into this weekend. Who knows what happens? But great move for the Texans.
Well,
I would say the rebuild
across my
is
Twitter
complete.
saying that the Bills are looking for more shovelers again because apparently Highmark Stadium got buried in snow once again.
Can you imagine watching Bills Chiefs and the Bills finally get their revenge, going to their first AFC championship in a long time, and it's just
that would be
snowing,
interesting to see.
And it's snowing. Do you remember last season the Bengals and Bills and it was snowing? Snow games again. It's one of the most aesthetic things in the world. It's a snow game.
It's the greatest part. It's the greatest thing ever.
So
it is fun to watch.
It is football weather.
You can either get the shit teams for the shit posting, or you get some good football.
Case in point, the last game, Belichick.
Or you get those people that say it's not the 1960s anymore.
Or then you'll get a game like this, which thanks to this Arctic blast, this game was played at start time with a negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 27 wind chill. This is the 4th coldest NFL game ever played and the coldest in Chiefs history played at Arrowhead.
Over 15 people were hospitalized after the game, fans who decided to not wear enough clothing or go shirtless for part of the game with hypothermia. So
they played this game, but they delayed the Bills game because of their snowstorm, but let them play this when guys are getting frostbite and hypothermia left and right.
Yeah, but for the Bills Steelers, because it was a travel ban and some other stuff, the state said if you go out,
trying the drivers fly, it was impossible.
Yeah,
and also emergency services basically said if you try to go out, we're not coming for you, ambulance, fire trucks, anything like that. If you go out, So that's why
we can't get to you.
I saw a video from Trap House Sports for this one, so here we go.
A quick appreciation for this all-time coked out tweet about Michael Irvin. Them boys out there playing in Antarctica. Them boys out there playing behind the ice wall. Started the game with a run to Isaiah Pacheco for a read. Knew how hard he run. He was going to crack up the ice on the field. Now, this brother right here was playing out of his mind. What is that? To his field vision had frostbite. Fixed that CTE with that frostbite. You turn to it into Jake Delhomme. Who said, fuck it, somebody down there somewhere. Luckily, it was Tyreek Hill. Hill, a little cock diesel, little hamster. Hill, a little strong-ass gerbil. Hill, a little strong-ass marsupial, bro. That motherfucker too fast. Yo, like, this right here might be the only catch Kelsey didn't drop. Look how excited he was. He dropped 15 before that. Clockwork. Every single time you watch a Chiefs game, you gotta watch this. He run like his toenail too big in his shoe. It's that little run you do when somebody holding the door for you, but you far away. Brown Skin Kermit only had one reliable receiver, and it was this brother right here. It was so cold out here, that shit had Andy Reid flabbergasted. Turned Andy Reid into the Ice King from Adventure Time. This was not a good day from Tua. It's from Hawaii, bro. He not used to these conditions. You know who is that brother right here? Bro, Pacheco run like how 50 Cent used to rap. He would hands up with Ramsey and one. I swag surfing. That is kayak. That is canoeing. Right there is a rowboat. Where's Kelsey dropped 18 passes, bro. She deserved better than that.
Yeah. So yes, this was the Rashee Rice masterclass game.
They also missed it. I think he also missed the part where Patrick Mahomes' helmet got shattered after a hit because it was so cold.
Yeah, and it should have been a timeout charge to Kansas City, and he had to go get his helmet fixed.
Well, they have just a spare helmet. They could literally just toss him a spare helmet and he goes. Like
if it's ready.
I mean,
but it's considered an illegal equipment, so they had to take a timeout to avoid a penalty.
Like, look at that crack in there. Like, how often do you see?
I mean, yeah.
Like
the thing that
matter at the end of the game.
I'm saying per the rules. Per the rules, that's what it says. Given the weather conditions, I can understand, being a little lenient.
I mean, I think the biggest reasons why this helmet cracked, obviously, was because of the temperature. It was so cold, the plastic became so brittle and just...
Yeah, plastic brittles, air escapes from balls, gates and points, deflate gate. It's just really...
there's
still fucking salty about that. People are still bringing up that stuff. Shut the fuck up. Air pressure decreases in cold temperature. Shut up. Anyway, 26-7 Chiefs.
Yes.
Where's my salt? Where's my salt? I need more salt.
The greatest show on turf met something called cold. So, didn't go great. Tua Tagovailoa, 20 for 39 for 199, a 5.1 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 2 sacks, a 63.9 rating. On the ground, Chris Jones was stopping a lot of stuff. Raheem Mostert, 8 for 33, Tua Tagovailoa, 3 for 25. Not much else there. Receiving, Tyreek Hill, 5 for 62 and a touchdown. Cedric Wilson Jr., 3 for 37. River Carcraft, 2 for 33. Jalen Waddle, 2 for 31. Devon Akine, 3 for 21. And Durham Smythe, 3 for 12. For the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 23 for 41 for 262. 1 touchdown, no picks, no sacks, 83.6 rating. Pacheco, 24 for 89 on the ground with 1 touchdown. Proved to be the workhorse back for the Chiefs to really balance out their game. Again, Rashee Rice masterclass out of nowhere, 8 for 130 and 1 touchdown, the most reliable receiver. Travis Kelce, 7 receptions, 71 yards, 10 targets. Noah Gray, 1 for 20. Justin Watson, 2 for 20. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 1 for 8. The Chiefs' defense, again, is proving more and more capable as the season goes on. Starting to look like probably the second best defense in the AFC now. Now that the Browns are gone. Not better than the Ravens by a mile, but at the same time, still a very potent and competent defense. Then on the Dolphins side, all this work, all the amazing games you had up just to lay a fucking egg in this game. Yes, it was very cold, but at the same time, the best win no matter the circumstances. This was not good. This was not good at all. I don't know how you have Xavier Woods, or who's their corner?
Isn't Xavier Woods part of the New Day?
No, Xavier is not playing.
Howard?
Xavier Howard, yes.
Well, I think he was injured. So.
He was injured, okay, but have Jalen Ramsey and him on defense as well. I mean, you obviously lost Bradley Chubb. You had some injuries, so that could be a big aspect of it, but your defense barely showed up to stop
essentially
the Chiefs.
their whole pass rushing team was on the IRs, so, I mean, what else can you really do?
You scored 70 early in the season, and then you put up 7. Like, what happened?
Injuries. We're saying it. Injuries.
Well,
it's kind of what killed their...
You had both your running backs. Yeah. You had Waddle. You had Hill. I guess you didn't have what?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So
they don't have Gesicki even anymore. He's in New England, right? Or is he
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
on? So yeah, who's
they've got a big hole at tight end they need to address this offseason.
But still, I mean, you put up 70 earlier in the year, and that was offensively.
True.
And you have all those offensive guys back now. Like, what's going on?
He'll spend a couple of weeks. Spent a couple weeks out. A-Chain and Mostert were both injured
Right,
at
right.
one point or another.
They're here now.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just thinking, like, where did this all go? Like
did
the Chiefs
weather
D line
play
is Chris
that
Jones,
much?
and the rest aren't that household name-ish. I'd say. I don't think, at least. So
I do have to admit, Chiefs defense is pretty good this year.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it isn't. It's just.
I think it's very well
I feel like the
coordinated.
Cowboys could have. I feel like the Cowboys still could have gone toe to toe with it at least.
Not in the playoffs.
No.
but
Cowboys
yeah.
Dolphins. Fucking hell, I can't talk. This is just a. I feel like it's just a bit of a offensive collapse. Is this all on Mike McDaniel, or is this all on the Colts? Well, that's something that people are going to be debating for a while.
I mean, if the Dolphins would have beaten the Bills, then they wouldn't have had to play in this temperature. So
This is true.
who knows?
Mhm.
But yeah, weird game. But the Chiefs defense looks scarier and scarier week by week. So there you go. Moving on to the next game. This
Cowboys.
Go. Before we start, I will do a good old cheers for my boys.
While you do that,
Give
let me.
lob.
While you do that, let me read off a little something here. Tony Pollard, Tyron Smith, Stephon Gilmore, Tyler Biadiaz, Jaron Curse, Noah Ikbenogany, Rico Dowdle, Dante Fowler Jr., Dorrance Armstrong, Jonathan Hankins. All free agents. Good luck signing that shit.
Yep.
Also found this.
Oh boy. I've really been watching the new Ted series. I wonder if it's any good.
I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, that just sums it up. That just that sums it up.
Team 4-star DBZ Abridge Masaroshi.
It was worth the 7 shots at the bar I took for free.
Also, I did not realize there was a change in ownership of the Cowboys. It's now Aaron Jones that owns the team. Who'd have thought?
Goddamn right.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about like history, but like the Packers have always beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, and no matter if it's in Green Bay or if it's in Dallas, and then the Packers always go on and then they play the Niners. The Niners kick the shit out of them, which surprise, surprise, the Niners are playing the Packers next week. So. Well,
I think that's just the scriptwriters getting nepotism.
Bored. Yeah, getting bored.
Yes.
But I mean, like, Jordan Love played very well. He only went 16 for 21 for 272. That means his average passing yardage was 13 yards. 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, a 157.2 rating. And then on the ground, again, Aaron Jones, 21 for 118 and 3 touchdowns. Whew. Receiving, Romeo Dobbs, 6 for 151 and a touchdown. Luke Musgrave, 3 for 52 and a touchdown. Dontavian Wicks, 2 for 25 and a touchdown. Tucker Kraft, 2 for 15.
Also,
Aaron Jones, 1 for 13.
Musgrave touchdown. That Luke Musgrave touchdown, I don't think I've seen more blown coverage than anything on that. Because you watch the replay of it.
They rolled left. They rolled left.
Everybody
and
rolled
Musgrave
left.
was the
Gilmore,
only one that went
Ikbenogany,
right.
they go left. He is like the only guy in frame when they zoom in on the thing.
What, booty naked,
you don't
wide
see anybody
barn
like
door open.
You don't see
the best
anybody
part
touch
was-
him until Gilmore runs in when he's already at the 1 yard line.
And the best part is, Musgrave stayed on his feet.
Yeah, he didn't fall over. Then for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 41 for 60. 60 passing attempts. 403 yards, a 6.7 average, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 4 sacks, and 89.8
A
rating.
lot of that was in garbage time.
I mean, yeah, but it's still
It was.
60
It had, like-
attempts is bananas.
They
Yeah,
had like 0
usually when you
passing yards in the first quarter.
That
Usually
guy
you
at
see
attempt
a
number
400
57 must have been like, yeah, I want to go home.
You usually see
57, he felt like a
400-yard game.
baseball pitcher.
When you usually see a 400-yard game, the team who has that quarterback wins. That was
Yeah.
not so in this game.
Yeah, but look at that. By the third quarter, Green Bay was already up at least
Yep.
3 or
Yeah,
4 touchdowns.
I think it's hilarious also how, if you look at Jordan Love, his attempts are 21. Jordan Love almost attempted 3 times as few attempts passing as Prescott did. It's 21 to 60 as far as attempts. Yeah. Which is amazing to me, because if you think of the pass rush on both teams, like, yes, the Cowboys have a good O-line, and the Green Bay has a kind of underrated pass rush. Like, Luke Van Ness has looked okay, but then Rashawn Gary's also a very good pass rusher. But then Dallas Cowboys have, like, Micah Parsons, who is probably
we got Kenny Clark in the middle.
Yeah. Micah Parsons, who's the best pass rusher, or, like, one of the top 5, and, like, he didn't touch
it. He got 2 holding calls.
Yeah, guys like Deron Bland and Parsons and Gilmore, like all those guys that have been studs in this defense this offseason, basically didn't show up. I don't think I've ever seen somebody like as Dan Quinn have so many job opportunities just shrivel up so quickly in the span of one half.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is the amount of 4 sacks for Dak Prescott with that O-line.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, like, some of those sacks were literally the linemen gave him like a 9-course meal as far as time goes in the backfield, and Dak is just like this. And I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I don't like the Cowboys either. At the same time, I'm sitting there like,
fuck the Cowboys.
You fucking idiot! Throw the ball to somebody. Throw it to the grandmother in the 3rd row or something, dude. You're sitting there holding on to this thing like it's a newborn baby. Fuck me, dude.
The main
do
question
something
with their passing attack is that all on Dak, or is that all on Mike McCarthy's play calling?
It's got to be both, because Dak was so good throughout the year. Like, he has to have some form of stage fright. Like, this is every year he gets in the playoff and he just crumbles like a fucking he's like a fucking Nature Valley bar. That thing looks so good in the packaging. You open it and just poof, it just disappears in the fucking moment. It just like fucking scatters into the wind. Am I wrong? Look, I nail it. I fucking nail it with metaphors. The fucking blind cowboy in the corner with a 6,000 round, fully automatic 12-gauge shotgun. I nailed that one.
It's like when I'm trying to take a shit after I eat popcorn, it's just air. Nothing.
The one thing that upset me about this game was right at the bottom there. You see 3 targets and no catches. Jaden Reed.
I mean,
so many high hopes for him. He was my captain.
But also at the same time for the Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb had 110 yards receiving. Gallup had 103 yards receiving. Jake Ferguson had 93 yards receiving on 10 receptions. Like,
3 tutties.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns for Ferguson.
Two of which in garbage time.
I mean, Cowboys, like, and then after all of this, a change needs to be made, and you don't change McCarthy out. You don't try to attract a Belichick, or you don't try to attack,
You're in a once-in-a-lifetime offseason where you have quite possibly one of the greatest head coaches of all time on the market, and you're sticking with fucking McCarthy.
Does Belichick even want to go to the Cowboys?
I feel like it would have been a good fit. I'm not saying he wants to go there, but it could have been I'm not saying he wants to go.
What are you talking about?
It could have been
and Jerry
a good fit.
Jones would get into fights. I'm sorry.
It'd be worse than him and Jimmy Johnson.
The fair thing is also the amount of publicity that the Cowboys get, Belichick would hate.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think they would see something. But at the same time, like, I don't see you can keep McCarthy. And then their GM comes out and does this absolutely banger press conference where he's chewing gum in the mic every 2 seconds. And he talks about how Tom Landry had horrible, like, starting records with his team. And he's defending Mike McCarthy. Like, that is not on the same level, man. You're putting Tom Landry in the same level as Mike McCarthy? Are you kidding me?
Guy who literally only won you 1 Super Bowl while Landry was basically the god of all Texas for 3 decades? No. Fuck no.
Yeah. Cowboys ineptitude is just, it just reeks. It just reeks.
Fuck the Cowboys.
And this one, something here happened where that hasn't happened since the Soviet Union was still a thing, the Berlin Wall was still standing, and Macedon was 6 months old. The Lions won a playoff
No, I
game.
actually did say I was only 6 months old when the Lions last won a playoff
He's
game.
lying. He's lying. He was older.
6 years old.
Fucking old fuck.
Anyway, the Los Angeles Rams lose by 1 to the Detroit Lions. This must have been really hard for Matthew Stafford to watch the team he tried to bring to the Super Bowl win their first playoff game, and he's on the other end of it. He played very well despite getting knocked out mid-game. 25 for 36 for 367.
And also booed by his hometown crowd when he was coming out of the tunnel. That was
10.2
awesome.
average, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks, a 120.9 rating.
Deep down, though, the Lions fans were upset that it had to be against him.
Yeah.
I have a couple buddies that are Lions fans. They said we were so happy. First time we could be able to text about a Lions playoff win.
Yeah.
We had to do it against the guy who poured his life into the team.
It's literally the first time they can text about it. The last time they won a thing, you'd have to talk to people on Telegram or on the phone about it. Hey Johnny, you hear about the Lions winning the Super Bowl?
I think the biggest thing.
Messenger.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing also about this is that when you look at it in retrospect, obviously Goff and Stafford were traded for each other. If Stafford wouldn't have left, he would have been paid so much money that I don't think they would have been able to receive these kind of guys. So, maybe it was his time just to go. And he was a special quarterback. I mean, it hurts me to be even though he wasn't as good, Andy Dalton, obviously had to move on from the Bengals so we could be bad and draft Burrow. I get that, but the amount of time, Andy, the stuff that he poured into Cincinnati and tried to get us to win a playoff game, which we could never do. When we won that first playoff game against the Raiders on that last second pick by Jermaine Pratt, Andy wasn't there. That kind of hurt at the same time. And then to go to the Super Bowl and watch Andrew Whitworth, one of our longtime left tackles, who probably is going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Bengal, not win as a Bengal and win as a Ram against us, that hurt too. So there's a lot of aspects of it. But in the end, this was a shootout that was great. Both sides did amazing. The run game was actually really decreased for the Rams. That Detroit Lions defensive line did a great job. Williams only had 61 yards and 13 carries, which is quite low for him. Not low for him at all. Puka Nacua also had 200 yards, 9 receptions, 81 yards, 20 yards average per reception and 1 touchdown. Marcus Robinson, 3 for 44, 2 to 12, 1 for 38 and a touchdown. Ron Rivers, 3 for 35. Darius Allen, 2 for 28. Cooper Kupp, 5 for 27. Then for the Lions, Jared Goff, 22 for 27 for 277 yards, a 10.3 average, 1 touchdown, no picks, 3 sacks, and 121.8 rating. On the ground, David Montgomery, 14 for 57 and a touchdown. Gibbs, 8 for 25 and a touchdown. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 for 110 receiving. Josh Reynolds, 5 for 80. Jamar Gibbs, 4 for 43. Jameson Williams, 2 for 19. Sam Laporta, 3 for 14. And David Montgomery, 1 for 11. I think this really came down just to who wanted it more. And I think the Lions and that home crowd really set the tone in a lot of ways. And I think that Lions defense has really started to try to, fill some of the gaps that were left by injuries and take out kneecaps. Yeah.
The question is, do you see them going further after this, though?
They
it's
play
a great
the
performance, but
they play the Bucks, and the Bucks have been as consistent as fucking J.R. Smith in the finals. So it's just 1 week, 1 week Baker is just this guy, and the next week he could be this guy.
Broncos country, let's rock.
So there's just, you don't know what Bucks you're getting. However, it is going to be in Detroit, so that will give the Lions the heads up. Or the
always
leg up.
said the Bucks are like a box of chocolates.
Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Do we have
This
to
is
retire
also-
that Russell Wilson thing now, since he's probably not going to be with
Soon.
the Broncos anymore?
Once it's official, we should retire it.
Soon. It's a fun button, though. I just like to have the little...
I know.
This game also just shows how wild it is at least in a receiving front. Some of the top receivers we've been talking about all year, like Puka, Tyreek, CeeDee, they are not going on further on in this playoffs. This is where the Buck stops for them. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, the best
Especially with some
receiver
years
left
ago,
in the
man.
playoffs, probably
Deebo Samuel,
Stephon Diggs,
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, yeah. Stephon Diggs has honestly taken a big step back from last season.
Yeah.
So, Rushy.
Right.
Might get honestly Nico Collins. Could you throw his hat in there?
Nico Collins, yeah, probably.
Yeah, he had a great
And also,
year.
Puka Nacua did break the rookie record in a playoff game for
Well, yeah, but he's not. Oh yeah, he did.
I know.
He did break the record. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
That is
Somebody
good.
else also out George Pickens because the Steelers are not going to shoot ball.
Yep. Steelers lost another cold game. Not as cold as the Kansas City game, but still very cold. 31-17, the final score. Buffalo takes the win. They move on to play their enemy. I think probably the biggest rivalry that is out of a division in sports. I think right now, as far as football goes, Bills and Chiefs is just this. Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs. Like the Chiefs just got enemies. It's gonna be a great game.
Everybody wants to be my enemy.
I'm gonna watch that game with bated anticipation, hoping that Josh Allen just demolishes the Chiefs. I would love to see the Bills win a Super Bowl. Bengals and Bills fans commonly root for each other. We're both franchises that have had horrible losses. Bills much more worse than us, but still. Anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers. Snow didn't help Rudolph this time. 22 for 39 for 229, 5.9 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 sack, and 80 rating. Jalen Williams 8 for 38 on the ground, as well as Najee Harris 12 for 37. Not much of the run game going there. Then for receiving, Pat Fryermuth 5 for 76, George Pickens 5 for 50, Deontay Johnson 4 for 48 and a touchdown, Jalen Warren 2 for 16, Najee Harris 2 for 15, Al Robinson 2 for 12, and Calvin Austin 1 for 7. For the Bills, Josh Allen 21 for 30 for 2 of 3, a 6.8 average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, 121.9 rating. He also had a 52-yard run. He went 8 for 74 on the ground for a touchdown. It was an amazing run, one of the best runs, I think, by a quarterback since Lamar's run against the Bengals a while ago. James Cook also 18 for 79 on the ground, as well as Ty Johnson 8 for 26. Great run game. 3 guys, all above 25 yards rushing is great. Then receiving, Dalton Kincaid 3 for 59, a touchdown. Stephon Diggs 7 for 52. Deontay Hardy 1 for 34. Khalil Shakir 3 for 31. Latavius Murray 2 for 13. And Dawson Knox 1 for 9, as well as James Cook 4 for 5. The kind of just ineptitude of the Steelers offense they still got a lot of things. I don't think the pieces are all put together. Like Jalen Warren and Najee Harris are kind of accepting that they're going to be sharing the ball a lot out the running back position, which is good. I think Najee as the workhorse back didn't work. And you finally got Fryermuth back, George Pickens and Deontay Johnson are working well together, but you're missing that massive, centerpiece of your offense, the quarterback. Yeah. You got rid of Matt Canada. It's not his fault. Mason Rudolph obviously is not who you want to play, but Kenny Pickett's out. Mitch Trubisky also, I believe, is out, or you just sat him.
I think he's still under contract, but they're most likely just going to sit him. Do you really trust kissing titties going?
I think with the amount of quarterback talent in the draft this year, the possibility of the necessity. Thank you. I don't know why I can remember that. The necessity of the Steelers trading up or drafting a good quarterback that could become a franchise one is pretty high. I think the Kenny Pickett experiment is done. I would love it if it wasn't done. I'd love if you stick with that guy, that mediocre quarterback, for the next 20 years, Steelers. But at the same time, I'm a Bengals fan.
Well, according to Schefter, they are going to be looking for some competition for Pickett in the offseason, so you could be right there.
All due respect to the guy, but you draft a Michael Penix. If he stays healthy, I already feel like now he could beat the dog shit out of Kenny Pickett. Not to mention, there's so many other quarterbacks. You have dark horse guys. I believe like Spencer Rattler's coming out for the draft. You have Caleb Williams that's going to go pretty early. You also have
Tyler Vaglu, Michael Pratt out of Tulane.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy out of Michigan.
JJ, yeah. Who for all we know, could actually fall out of the first round. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
Just remember, quarterbacks there. Yeah. Just remember with the Steelers, the standard is the standard.
Yeah. The question is, how long is that standard going to be the standard? How much are they going to suffer through more of Mike Tomlin's shit?
For Buffalo, this is one of the most balanced games I've seen from them. 189 passing, 179 rushing, albeit 74 of that was from a quarterback. So was that designed, or was that just Josh Allen being like, oh shit, here comes Cameron Hayward, let me scrabble. So,
yep.
Yeah, well-balanced football is good football. You're going to have to be playing your best football. This Kansas City defense is not one to mess around with. So be on your P's and Q's, please. I don't want to see Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, I will cry. I will cry. So please do not. Please beat the dog shit out of the Chiefs. Please, Bills. Please.
Bills,
Josh
take a word from
Allen,
Patriots. Do
if you're healing this,
fucking job.
help.
Save me, baby.
I need a
Save me,
hero.
Josh Allen.
Dear
Me, Tom
God,
Cruise.
just stay out of the Bills' way.
Yeah.
He's gotta be strong.
Also,
He's gotta be fast.
the story of AJ Klein, pick out of Iowa State, was not expected. Didn't play much this season. Was signed. When was he signed? I believe.
Yes.
Here we go. So he played some games for the Bills this season, was signed late in the year, off of the practice squad, wasn't expected to have a job, was the leading tackler for the Bills. So great story there for him. But again, good job by the Bills getting, beating up on the wild card team. The Pittsburgh Steelers were the 7th seed. They were not expected to win.
Beat up on the wild card team.
Right, and then...
Time to make Mastodon depressed.
Also, the one thing I'll say about the Packers Cowboys that we didn't talk about, this was the first time a 7th seed has beaten a 2 seed. And it had to be the Cowboys. It had to be the Cowboys.
It didn't happen.
It had to be the Packers to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
To be fair, when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010, they were the 6th seed.
Now we all know that he already resigned.
That's the neighbor's door. That's why it's all... Stop, Fred. Listen, man, I didn't want to have to be constantly cleaning toilets. Holy shit. What the fuck is this? Yeah, okay. Is this a bedroom? Charlie.
Yeah.
That we know you already resigned yourself to losing. But let's all just take a moment to point and laugh. Ha 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 ha.
I resigned myself to losing, but I did not expect this shit show.
This was just
the words of Frank Reynolds. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Die, Eagles, die.
The amount of times I saw Baker Mayfield just throw a football, like that last pass he did, like in that edit we saw.
Brain stew, baby.
He
Brain
just, like,
stew.
He just like
brain stew.
Brain stew again.
Yeah.
Brain stew.
Like, watch some of these passes and how open these guys are. Like, this is good on Baker, but at the same time, like...
They're from the grass
match Patricia, man coverage.
Wide open.
Yep.
Open
Wide
down
open
the
because the secondary sucks. Good old Matt Patricia.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
badass.
And then no tackling, just waltzes into the end zone. And then just
the double agent.
That is Cade Otton, a tight end, outrunning your DB.
Yep. Wait, you had Slay down there and he couldn't chase down?
No, Slay was hurt, I thought.
No, he was in there. There's him there and there.
And
there's
no
more guys getting
tackling.
torched.
No tackling. This one.
Godwin just being Godwin.
Look at this. This is Baker Mayfield getting pressured off of a blitz that wasn't picked up by Rachaad White, but I mean, it happens. Baker Mayfield is throwing off of his back foot while fading. This is a fadeaway. This is Kobe Bryant in Game 7 of the 2010 Finals. Okay, and look, he's throwing. This guy doesn't even see the ball yet, and he's covered, right?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you going? And then look, you have all the time in the world. This ball is just rainbow. Larry Bird jump shot from half courts type rainbow arc. Just like
he is
parabolic as fuck. This thing is just up in the stratosphere.
Is that supposed to be like Blankenship or something?
No.
Some practice squad USFL guy.
And look, like,
he's going back to the practice squad after this game. Especially after this catch.
And then he comes to a complete stop. Doesn't even like he's catching the football. You're allowed to hit him the second he has that ball in his hands. So you could drop it right in front of you. But like you didn't, and instead, okay,
touchdown.
Doesn't even hit him. Like all your momentum is going forward towards him, and you decide to.
Hey, was that Sidney Brown? That might be Sidney Brown. Fuck.
Anyway,
Master, how do you feel?
I mean, the season's over at least. Like the pain is ended for the year.
At the same time,
he aged like 5 years having to deal with those like last.
Well, you thought it was
7
over, and then
weeks.
Kelsey retired.
What one guy did I say
Unofficially.
that could stop the tush push? What was the one guy?
Oh yeah, Kalijah Kancey.
Vita Vea.
Also,
Sue?
No, Sue ain't on there anymore. Kalijah Kancey was also named in there too. He's
Vita Vea.
He was also
I said
instrumental on that song.
the man that can run a 4.7 at 355 plus can stop the tush push, and they did. Eagles decided to go for 2 to make it 11 instead of 10, and didn't happen. Even after the penalty on the extra point, Vita Vea just fucking rumbled in there. The big Samoan cat did not let it happen.
Oh yeah. Before I forget, let's look at that with the first half. Why the fuck did we do 3 rushes and 11 pass plays in like the last in 3 drives? What the fuck, Brian Johnson?
Now you know how it feels to have a really good offense, and your play caller is just like, "Is this in English?" Like,
this is why I miss Shane Steichen.
Yeah. Anyway, Jalen Hurts, 25 for 35 for 250, a 7.1 average, 1 touchdown, no picks, 3 sacks, a 100.9 rating. DeAndre Swift on the ground, 34 carries, 10 yards. They had 15 total
it's 10
attempts.
carries,
10 carries, 34 yards. They had 15 total carries for a total of 42 yards and no touchdowns. The average rush was 2.8 yards. Receiving, Devontae Smith did step up in the absence of A.J. Brown, 8 for 148, an 18.5 average. DeAndre Swift, 4 for 32. Julio Jones before his concussion. I don't know who's hitting. That should be like a crime against the elderly. Why are you hitting like 38-year-old Julio Jones in the head? 3 for 22. Dallas Goedert, 4 for 21 and a touchdown for his injury. Quez Watkins, 3 for 12, and Kenneth Gainwell, 2 for 10. For the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, 22 for 36 for 337 yards, a 9.4 average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 4 sacks, a 119.8 rating. As we said, only 3 quarterbacks have passed for 3 touchdowns and no picks in a playoff game for 2 franchises. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield. Elite company. That's going to be very good for the resume. Might not get him a gold jacket, but definitely will put him closer to it. Rachaad White, 18 for 72. Baker Mayfield, 2 for 16. Chase Edmonds, 7 for 12 on the ground. Then receiving, Cade Otton. Real good Dallas Clark throwback. He had no gloves on and just the finger tape. So I love that throwback there. 8 for 89. David Moore, 2 for 66 and a touchdown. Trey Palmer, 1 for 56 and a touchdown. Mike Evans, 3 for 48. Chris Godwin, 4 for 45 and a touchdown, as well as Payne Durham, 1 for 18. Again, this kind of reassures my statement that Baker Mayfield is an elite quarterback and can lead a team to a Super Bowl given the right situations. Again, they're not there yet. They have a lot of ground to cover, but at the same time, he's still a very good quarterback in this league. And then for the Eagles, like, this is just, I don't know what happened. Like, you should be able to beat the team, but like injuries happened and horrible coaching happened. I think there should not be a C left on your team. And by that, the HC, the OC, the DC, gone. You should be able to restart and get something better in here. Maybe this means it's...
I'm iffy on firing Sirianni, but yeah, get rid of offensive coordinator, get rid of Patricia, and like do clean house on the coordinators.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it would be a great opportunity for you to make a ploy to Bill Belichick. He's gonna I think, to start with a team that has a better pedigree than the Falcons, and also has a bit better of a roster to set up with, something that he can work out with, and a lot of good players that are well established in the league, and you're probably going to have a lot of returning veterans. I don't know if you'll get Fletcher Cox back. You're probably not getting Jason Kelsey back, but you guys get guys like Lane Johnson back. You know, you could have a really still solid veteran team that you just have to improve defensively. And who the fuck is better at finding a 7th round pick out of Southeast Dakota Tech, Michigan University than Bill Belichick? All right.
Here's what's going to be weird though. So you're basically going to tell Howie Roseman to get out as a GM and having Belichick, because Belichick wants full control.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
that's gonna be
Yeah, but also you could make the point to Belichick that if anybody's going to be a GM of him, it's going to be one of the best GMs out there, Howie Roseman, who was drafted incredibly well, who has done some of the best trades on draft night and outside draft night in the history of the NFL throughout the last 20 plus years. Like, he has been one of the better GMs in this league for a long time. And I feel like
5 years. 5 years. If before the Chip Kelly, he had some bad decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, also, like, Belichick is getting older. Do you think he wants to slow it down a little bit? I know that guy's crazy, but, you know.
I don't know, but once you have that control, you're going to want more control, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do not think there should be...
only, like...
I don't think there should be any coaches left from this roster in Philadelphia. I think Sirianni is not a coach. He's an asshole. This guy just perpetrates a douchebag vibe that I think just seeps through the rest of the team and is cancerous. That's my opinion. All right.
I don't hear you now, Kansas City fans.
Yeah. A head coach should not be doing that. If you've ever seen Andy Reid yell at fans like that, have you ever seen Bill Belichick yell at fans like that? No. They focus on what's important. Not a Dallas Cowboys fan chirping at them.
Everyone needs a cornerback like Jair Alexander.
I mean, I knew Sirianni wasn't a good option for a coach when Jalen Hurts had to stop him from yelling at fans. That was like a fucking red flag on the top of, you know, a building for me. That was like, yikes, dude. If I was a GM, that would have been, hey, dude, that alone, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Like, that's Bush League. Can't have that from a head coach. Cannot. That's
how you lose the locker room.
Also, at the same time, doesn't help looking like a 12-year-old Zach Taylor. So, I mean, grow a beard. I don't know, something. I still love who's the guy that's the Packers fan that does the videos like super quick? What's his name?
Tom Grossi.
Tom
Grossi. He said he has like the most punchable face of any head coach. And I'm like, yeah. God damn it, Zach. All right. That wraps up all of the games from last week. Since Mama's not here, I'm going to give my MVP. It's Rashee Rice. Out of fucking nowhere. 8 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown, a 16.3 average. This guy was the reason the Chiefs were able to win the game because he wasn't dropping the football. Maybe to have him perform, you just need the temperature to be freezing. Maybe he's just a cold weather guy.
Personally, I would have gone Jordan Love or Aaron Jones.
Jordan Love only attempted 20-something passes, 21 passes. So I mean,
but still,
I would have split it between Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. Just because it's younger quarterbacks going out with damn near perfect passer ratings in the wild card.
I could see that for both of them.
Aaron Jones too.
Aaron Jones looked very good. Jordan Love looked very good. Obviously, CJ Stroud looked very good. Rashee Rice was out of nowhere. People expected if the Texans were going to win, CJ Stroud was going to play well. If the Packers won, you were going to see Jordan Love play well. No one expected Rashee Rice, of all people, to be well for the Chiefs when all the Chiefs receivers have looked like dog shit this year.
Okay, I wasn't expecting 130 yards, but I was expecting like 80, 90 out of him.
And then the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I wasn't ready for it.
I don't think Jordan Love even had 3 touchdowns.
No. Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love also had 3 touchdowns. So, yeah. I mean, you could give it to Jordan Love. I just was more impressed out of nowhere with Rashee Rice.
I'm just saying split between Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. Perfect passer ratings. Like,
it's an individual pick.
What tier list do you have for me?
All right. New tier list for Mastodon. This is no longer the Tank Bowl. This is the tier list bowl, I guess.
What do you have me? What do you have me for that? What do you have? This is
okay.
Political alignment, except it's not political because that would get out of control.
Yeah. See, run heavy, pass heavy,
so
good run defense, good pass defense.
On the north-south axis, the y-axis, you have pass heavy at the top, run heavy at the bottom. Then on the x-axis, on the negative side, you have good run defense, and then on the positive side, you have good pass defense.
Ooh.
So you want your team to be right in the middle. But however, it's not really there. No team, I think, is absolutely perfect in all aspects.
No.
I don't think so.
Saints. Ooh.
They're kind of, I feel like, pass heavy.
Unless you're the Panthers, then you're perfect.
Yeah, pass heavy. As for their defense,
their defense isn't bad, but they
Tend to
I
have
just-
good corners.
I would say
Well, they have
they're
the
like
corners,
right
yeah.
here.
yeah.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Is this your tier list?
Very pass heavy. Very pass
Dolphins
heavy.
very pass heavy.
They have Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
As well as
didn't help
Bradley
them
Chubb
for Shea Rice
rushing,
too much.
Yeah. They don't have a ton
Yeah,
of
I
good
know.
like middle linebackers, so I feel like they're like
That's
here.
true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Patriots, I know, are run heavy because I mean,
Yeah,
our
run
receivers
heavy.
are crap.
They're kind of I think
Our
they're in the middle of
defense
the
has been bad.
defense. Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore run heavy.
Yeah, very
Very
run
run heavy.
Say like here.
I thought their run defense was decent.
Their run defense is a little better.
Yeah, I
I'd
think their
say
run
they're
defense is better than the
closer
pass
to it, yeah.
defense.
Okay.
So you could put it to the left a little bit, into the run defense a little better. Not pass defense, run defense. Bengals pass heavy. Well,
Yeah, I would say pass heavy.
a
and
little bit
then
heavy.
We have some good, like DJ Reader and Sam Hubbard are great, and then we also have Trey Hendrickson. So I feel like, and also some of our good corners have been well. So I feel like it's kind of like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broncos.
Perfectly in the middle. Perfectly in the middle.
Just
right
because,
there. Broncos punching this right.
Broncos, you're stuck there for now. Deal with it.
Yeah,
Giants.
put the same
Where do
spot because where the fuck would they be put?
Well, they have good run defense. Dexter Lawrence is
Okay,
great.
yeah, that's true.
And then as far as
Yeah.
I think they're a little more run heavy.
Yeah. Minnesota's weird because of all the injuries to quarterbacks.
Yeah,
But
mean,
they're
they still got
definitely
like guys like
pass,
Jefferson and
they pass
Hawkinson.
more than they run, especially with Alexander Mattison with fumble issues.
And
Their
Addison.
pass defense is like shit right
That
now.
pass defense is
So
I
yeah,
think
pass
it's
heavy,
like-
okay-ish run defense.
They're too
LA
fucking old.
very pass heavy.
Oh yeah.
And then I think they're here. Because it's Aaron Donald and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh, yeah.
no Jalen
Yeah.
Ramsey left.
And then right next to him, Vita Vea, like that. Vita Vea, we're talking about the run defense. We were just talking about it.
They
He's
also,
also
Levante David and some of their corners are very well set up.
Yeah.
And they do run. They do run.
Let's stop for a second. This is Madison's fucking tier list. You let him pick.
True.
Well,
We're just helping
the
him
thing is-
formulate it. We're helping him
Yeah,
formulate
I'm trying
it.
to help formulate because I'm not used to this. Like, this is some weird ass shit right here. I would say their run defense and I'm trying to think their pass defense is better than their run defense because they're about similar.
I would say
You got
Levante
Vita Vea,
David and
Shaq
Vita
Barrett.
Vea throw it way over here. I would say they're like
Yeah.
right
Not to
here,
mention
honestly.
Kalijah Cansey. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he's been a rock on
Yeah.
that D line this year.
Detroit. Oh, I think they seem like very balanced on the pass and the run.
Okay.
They're one of the highest percentage running teams in the league.
Oh, okay.
I would say
that.
here.
Gibbs and
Yeah, Gibbs, Montgomery,
Yeah, actually, no, you're right. You're right.
and then
I'm thinking some other
they're
stuff.
without who was the DB they lost early in the season? CJ Gardner Johnson. Like without him,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is definitely
Yeah.
Montez.
oh god.
Montez Sweat.
I
Kind of
mean,
helps
Montez
this
Sweat is him, so
here.
Just so weird. Yeah. I don't know for the Bears. They're
it's
weird.
the Bears. Now,
San
49ers.
Fran-
They're pretty balanced. They're pretty balanced.
Right. I
They're
think they do
balanced.
have a better pass defense just because of their pass rush, though.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Eagles, their run defense was much better. No, but far left. Goddamn, that run defense.
Far
more than the
left.
fucking pass defense.
Now, are we
they
pass heavy
here?
or run heavy here?
About the middle between the run and the pass. No,
was
down
gonna
a
say-
little bit more. Like that's yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like right around there. Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
They definitely were, I think, in the
uh,
mid pack with run and pass, just depending on who they had. But then their pass defense was not that great. Their run defense was a little better.
Yeah.
I think it was like right here.
Green
Well,
Bay.
got worse after losing Chandler Jones. But
Yeah. Green
Definitely
Bay,
a little more
Roll
pass
Army-
heavy, I think.
Yeah, we're
Roll
definitely.
Army help with this.
we have a lot better, like more so on the veteran side of pass defense. I'd say our pass defense is better than our run defense.
Yeah, the Chargers with Austin Eckler ran all over you, which was something I didn't expect. So I would say here.
Command. Oh
Washington.
god,
I
they
go more
have a
towards the
shit pass
hold on.
defense.
I'd say more towards the center on run, especially now. Between pass and run, like offense.
Run heavy, but I would not say they have a good pass defense. I mean, their secondary.
They don't
Last
even
time I
have
saw,
a defense.
I mean, their secondary. The last time I saw something get torched that badly was the War of 1812 in DC.
Yeah, they had Montez
White
Sweat for a
House.
while, so I'll put him here. That seems fair.
Cardinals, we don't know.
Well, they're definitely pass heavy with
They're
Kyler Murray
pass
back.
heavy, yeah.
Well, pass heavy, of course.
James Conner though
Yeah.
does kind of balance out a little bit, but then as far as
I do
their
not pay attention to their.
defense-
I do not pay attention to their defense at all. Like, what would I call? What
Buda
would you call
Baker's
it?
the only, yeah, Buda Baker's the
It's
only one
Baker,
on
and then that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess here.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Definitely run
They're a
heavy.
little heavier on run. Yeah.
Yeah.
And their defense, I mean, let's see, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward.
I mean, if TJ's
Mm-hmm.
Watt out, then there's no like they can't get to the quarterback.
Minka Fitzpatrick in the secondary. So I think they're one of the first teams in the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Okay, Bills.
Bills pass heavy as a
Definitely
motherfucker.
Pass heavy.
Like towards the top.
They have no running backs. Well, no good ones, at least. I mean, Cook, you could argue.
James
but-
Cook looked very good at the end of the year, and Josh Allen can do something with his legs.
But they're very pass heavy.
They
for
did
the play,
get,
so.
yeah.
The majority of their game plans involve passing.
Okay. Arthur Smith is
Falcons. Nothing was good for them this year.
If you split the Falcons, we don't know.
Just keep swinging it around, and then Massey will say
Whatever-
stop. That's where we put it.
whatever Arthur Smith feels like.
Stop. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
I don't know.
Jesse Bates,
They
yeah.
did.
Well, yeah,
their
I mean,
defense
also
was-
Bijan. So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
If he's used.
Seahawks.
Oh, their run defense sucked.
Yeah, so they're definitely
Yeah.
over here. And then
I
as
mean,
far
Witherspoon
as
was a. I mean, Witherspoon could be in talks about being like the defensive rookie of the year. So
yeah,
Cleveland.
good defense, and then
I'd say they would have been more. They'd be more run heavy if it weren't for the Bradley Chubb, not Bradley.
even
Chubb,
then,
Nick
Jerome
Chubb injury.
Ford and Kareem Hunt got a ton of carries.
Yeah. Houston.
Right.
Ooh.
Very well coached.
Pass heavy. I mean, they've been passing the ball like crazy with CJ Stroud.
Yeah. And their defense, like, there's no names on there, but they've been improving.
Yeah.
Can't
I mean,
see pass heavy.
Will
Very
Anderson's
pass
finally
heavy.
making anything. Pass heavy, obviously. Run defense.
Pretty good, yeah. Run defense.
Yes, was okay.
Say there.
Cowboys.
Definitely more pass than run.
Get the fuck out of here.
Their run defense is horrible though, because Green Bay torched them. So like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, Deron Bland.
Well, not that good of a pass defense. I feel like so here.
Yeah.
Chargers.
What defense?
Definitely pass. Heavy.
What is a defense?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the defense?
Jets.
What is the offense?
Yes. What the fuck?
What is the offense?
What is an offense?
Carolina.
What is what is a football team in general? Carolina.
Out of the grid. Nobody knows. They just
run heavy. Just shove them in the bottom right, just to because I don't fucking even know.
That's the
But
too
their
good of a
defense
pass
wasn't
defense.
that
Yeah, that's being a bit generous. I've just realized good pass defense.
Yes. Titans. Holy fuck.
Titans have a good
run
defense.
heavy. Run heavy. Run heavy.
Well, yeah, Derrick Henry.
Here.
I mean, their D line isn't bad, so yeah, that could work. Colts.
They're definitely balanced with Jonathan Taylor now, and then their
I'm trying to think
D
their
line is
defense is a
good,
little
so they're
better.
definitely this way.
I'm trying to
So I would
think of their
definitely
run
think like I think right here.
Maybe.
And then finally, Jags. Where do we go with the Jags?
Be pass heavy.
They are more pass
Yeah,
heavy,
pass heavy. Yeah.
but that
I think
defense wasn't. great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please not have this type of tier list ever again. This was so weird.
You say that every week. Say that every week. All right, moving on. Gambling with Gulami.
Could be
we're gonna be running the we're gonna be running the old fuck it, we'll do it live shit here because I made Masson pick the game. What the fuck's the other one? I sent 2. Where's the other one?
Oh, there we go.
God damn. All right, fuck it, we'll do it live. Ignore the bet slip. I was seeing if I could do it. I still can't do it. Can't make it. I'd have to go to the casino. All right, for the spread, give me the Bills on the under. I found the one on the right. I take the Bills on all 3. I think it's their time. It's their day. They're gonna. I just got faith. I have faith that the Bills are gonna do it. On the other side, 2 touchdowns. Which ones are we going to pick? James Cook, get him the fuck out of there because they're not going to run the ball with him. I don't think Josh Allen's going to do checkdowns to him either. I'd say 2 or more touchdowns can be Josh Allen and Rashee Rice.
I could definitely see that happen, man. Definitely after Rashee Rice's game. Yep. There we go.
That's the only competent receiver they got. So
that was Gambling with Gulami. All right, let's go
real
ahead.
Fucking quick, in and out, bang bang.
All right, so
and on to the team. These scores, and I'm still skirting for last.
First place Gulami, second place Mamba, third place me, fourth place Kata, fifth place Mastodon. I had a really good week. I went 7-2. It's one of the best weeks I've done in a while. So yeah, we have 4 games. Divisional round: Texans, Ravens, Packers, 49ers, Buccaneers, Lions, Chiefs, Bills. Yeah, I am really hoping, as far as the Super Bowl goes, if we get like Bills, Lions, the world couldn't handle it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to our predictions.
War is on the way.
Let's get to our predictions. Texans, Ravens from Baltimore. Ravens have had a week to rest. They will not have Marlon Humphrey, but they might have Mark Andrews. And giving them a week to rest, another bye week, is insane. I think they're going to be able to win this game very, very handily. That Ravens defense made Brock Purdy, who is now a second-year quarterback, look horrible. I think they could make C.J. Stroud embarrassed. I definitely will take the Ravens in this one, begrudgingly being a Bengals fan. But I'll take them by 10.
Begrudgingly.
I think it's going to be Baltimore by 12. Their defense looks really good, and just the Texans are a very young team. Not a bad team, just young.
Yeah.
Texans are going to give them a run for their money, but give me the Ravens by 7.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for the upset. Texans by 3.
Ooh.
Damn.
If you come in last in both the fantasy league and the pick league,
this is going to be the reason why. I know.
You will be getting Malort.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Find a fucking way to get Malort.
You might have to do the Malort and Thicket challenge.
What's Thicket?
It is a powder that you put within a liquid to make people that are not able to drink liquids be able to eat it in the medical field.
Oh no!
So it just makes something into Jello. It's like instant jellification.
I veto. I'm not.
Malort Jello.
I will do Malort. I will not do Malort Jello.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
Jello.
I veto that vehemently.
Jesus Christ!
You don't get a choice.
All right. Anyway, here we go with the next one. Packers 49ers. Every year it seems the Packers run into the 49ers. The 49ers, again, have just a talented roster. Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, Trent Williams, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, even Jake Moody. Like, the Niners scream. Devon Hargrave. Yeah, this team screams talent. This team has looked very good, except for one game against the Ravens, who are the best team in the other conference. 49ers have had a bye week. It's in Santa Clara. This is a young Packers team, the youngest team to make the playoffs in a long time. So for that reason, I'm taking the Packers by 1, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love it.
Interesting.
San Fran by 15.
Packers are young enough to not understand the situation they're in. Give me the Packers by 3.
No, it's gonna be the ghost of Aaron Rodgers comes and haunts
Yeah.
them.
Now the NFL script writers are just experiencing nepotism. 49ers by 21.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Next 2 games, Buccaneers-Lions. That's from Detroit Field. This is the most expensive tickets have ever been for a divisional round. Tickets as low as $461. I saw recently that they went up to almost $700. So yeah, rough.
I still think like some of the most like expensive tickets I've ever seen. Week 4, it was the Brady's return to Gillette game. I think tickets for like standing row only were like going up to $500.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. This all depends on what Baker we get. Do we get the Baker Mayfield that torched the hell out of the Eagles, or would you get the Baker Mayfield that was on the Carolina Panthers last season? Who knows? It's tough to say. It's an indoor stadium. It's not going to be overly cold there as well, despite what some reporters have asked Todd Bowles. So I think going forward with this, it's going to be tough to say. I'm debating even in my head right now who I'm going to pick, but at the same time, the last team to have won a first playoff game in a long time was the Bengals of 2 years ago, and they went to the Super Bowl. So for that reason, I'm taking the Lions by 7.
Detroit by 5.
Give me Lions by 10.
Fuck, I was gonna say that, so I gotta go for a meme now. Lions by 11.
Fuck off. Price is right, motherfucker.
I can't believe no one took the Buccaneers. The Lions strike me as similar to the Eagles in the fact that their secondary
my left
just is
nut,
like...
K-Duff. Fuck you.
All right, final game.
You took my fucking thing. Fuck you.
You
took my fucking thing.
Ladies, you're both pretty. Shut up. Anyway.
I'm pretty.
Chiefs
All
and
right, children.
Bills. All right. This is revenge game written all over it. It's not in Kansas City now. It is in Orchard Park and Highmark Stadium. And as they say, revenge is a dish best served cold. Therefore, I am taking the Bills in this one by 7 on a last-minute touchdown in overtime by Josh Allen.
Oh.
Okay, then you would just say 6, probably.
4. Buffalo by 4.
Give me Buffalo Bills on the revenge tour by 14.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Bills. I'm going to say Bills by 7.
Alrighty.
Copy Lob. You won't copy me, but you'll copy Lob.
I forgot what Lob said. It's late.
Sure.
What do you want from me? Recording is 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any questions on the last?
Oh, sure. Let me check real quick.
Any K-Duff Malort questions?
Malort, goddamn.
Madison, you need to win on every single thing. You need to get the 2 wins. We got to get them in last place.
Dude, I know.
Can we just botch
Nope,
his
no
score?
comments.
All right. Anyway,
can we botch his
last thing we're gonna do that we didn't talk about it last week. The All-Pro teams. First team quarterback Lamar, then Christian McCaffrey running back, fullback Juice, tight end George Kittle, wide receivers Hill, CeeDee Lamb, and Amar St. Brown. All these seem to deserve. Left tackle Trent Williams, right tackle Penny Sewell, left guard Joe Thuney, right guard Zach Martin, and center Jason Kelsey. I think all of those are well deserved. I don't really have any competitions with any of them really. You could interchange Lamar and Brock Purdy until they played, and then Lamar just took it over. Edge rushers, Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. Interior linemen, Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. Linebackers, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, and Quincy Williams from the New York Jets. Cornerback, Deron Bland and Sauce Gardner. Deron Bland was the breaker of the most INTs for touchdowns, pick sixes, in NFL history in a single season. So that's well deserved there. Slot corner, Trent McDuffie. Safeties, Kyle Hamilton and Anthony Winfield Jr. Place kicker, Brandon Aubrey. Not a rookie, but basically a rookie. His first season in the NFL, he played in the XFL. Amazing kicker for Dallas. Punter, A.J. Cole. Kick returner, Keyshawn Nixon of Green Bay. Then punt
Pretty
returner
much because he refused touchbacks.
Yeah. Rashid G of New Orleans, special teamer Miles Killebrew, and long snapper Ross Matchstick, who caused 2 fumbles. Second team, quarterback Dak Prescott. I would have liked it to be Brock Purdy here, but he did have good numbers. Running back Kieran Williams of the Rams, well-deserved. Tight end Sam Laporta. Wide receiver, I'm glad it's not Travis Kelce. Very glad. Wide receivers A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Brandon Ayuk, and Mike Evans, all well-deserved. Tyron Smith. Right tackle Lane Johnson. This feels kind of like a legacy pick. I don't know if he was amazing this year, but fair. Tyler Smith, left guard of Dallas. Right guard Chris Lindstrom, and center Frank Ragnow, who had an amazing season. I think the only reason he didn't get first team is because this is his last year, which is totally fair. Edge rushers Micah Parsons and Max Crosby, both well-deserved there. Interior linemen Justin Matabuke and Dexter Lawrence. I like to see Dexter on there, especially as a Giants player. He did an amazing job this year. Linebackers Demario Davis of New Orleans, Bobby Wagner of Seattle, and Patrick Queen of Baltimore. Don't like the Bobby Wagner there. That is a legacy pick just for his name alone. Kind of a bit of forcing it there. Would have loved to see, Logan Wilson, who leads all linebackers in interceptions. Love to see that name. But cornerbacks, Jalen Johnson of Chicago and Javarius Ward of San Francisco. Slot, Tyron Johnson of Buffalo. Safeties, Jesse Bates of Atlanta, Justin Simmons of Denver. Place kicker, Jake Elliott of Philadelphia, who had, just on fantasy points alone, he could have made the fucking all-star team. Like, this guy's nuts. Punter, Brian Agner of Dallas. Kick returner, Marvin Mims, Denver. Punt returner,
even
Darius
after
Davis.
that Christmas Eve fumble?
Yeah.
Right.
Darius Davis of the Chargers, special teamer Jalen Reeves Maben of Detroit, and long snapper Andrew De La Poya of Minnesota. Yeah.
I know they kind of snubbed Cardona at least.
A little.
Whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, there were your all-pro teams, the NFL first and second team. I don't believe they do third. They don't do third teams. That was first and second, I believe.
No, I think it's first and second.
But yeah, another great episode of the Football Stooges in the books. Thank you for watching. This has been a fun time. Wildcard weekend is over, but we have great games coming up. Bills revenge game. Are the Texans real game? Can the Lions continue, or will, Brain Stew take over? So we'll see.
And let's not forget, no move on button and no out of pocket comments this time.
There you go. We're making improvement,
Gurlami, anything to add about Portugal this week?
No. Rams lost, so I will not add to their misery.
We always say every week, run the damn ball, and you can't run the damn ball without really good linemen, and we are most likely saying goodbye to one of the best centers in NFL history, if not top 10, top 5. Jason Kelce has basically announced his retirement. He's probably going to make a more formal announcement, but as Adam Schefter has reported from inside sources, he has basically told the rest of his teammates that he is retiring. So I'm going to end this video with a tribute video I found for Jason Kelce. So for myself, for Gorlami, for Kadef, and for Macedon, thank you for watching the Football Stooges. Remember, love your linemen while you got them, whoever they are in your life. Enjoy football. There's only a few weeks of it left. And as always, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
Thank you for this Super Bowl, Kelsey.
How come Belichick didn't get one of these last week?
No one likes him.
Guess fuck you.
Belichick doesn't have a beard and mustache like that.
I will say it. I love Kelsey. This was actually a wholesome dude.
The pull blocks.
Please tell me there's the one video where he just keeps saying no when they try to audible. His hips don't lie.
Oh my god, look at that hair.
That was when he was much younger. I think that was in the first years.
Oh, baby.
Thank you, Jason Kelce. Have a good night, everybody.